We all know how it ended. How Audrey stood against the ink demon. How we all came to her rescue in the nick of time. But how did we escape the pit? How did we get away? Now there's a story.
What you just saw is an official brand new trailer for a brand new Bendy game officially called Bendy the Cage.
Finally!
Then out of nowhere today we got the trailer and it was a whole new game called Bendy the Cage. So as you saw, our boy Henry, the main protagonist of the first game, of whom this whole story revolves around, kinda sorta is back. Most importantly and most specifically, they just outright told us what's gonna happen in this game and what this game is all about, and it is that this is a prequel to Bendy and the Dark Revival. After the events of Bendy and the Ink Machine, before and just around Bendy and the Dark Revival event, Audrey was mentioned specifically, the cage here. So, what is this cage? What are we talking about? We haven't seen any inclination towards what kind of gameplay are we looking for, but judging from the few frames that we got, it seems to me, again, we're looking at a kind of sort of small project, like a boiled down version. Not as small as, let's say, Boris and the Doctor's Survival, but in a similar cage. Get it? Yeah, that was stupid.
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
But in like somewhat of specific territory, but a little bit better, a little bit higher in terms of, you know, the scale of it, but just below or not just below, very below the mainline games. So we got mainline games of Bendy and the Ink Machine, Bendy and the Dark Revival. A lot of people are wondering, is this the supposed linked Bendy game? I didn't talk about it back then. Maybe I did, I'm not sure. It was Bendy the Silent City. It was supposed to be another game, a full-blown game that had everything, and immediately just came forth and were like, okay, you know, it is leaked, yes, it was in works, but it never went anywhere, so is this what they're... Possible. But this game is mostly about Henry in the time loop, and how he got out, how Audrey connects to this, and how, you know, Audrey helped Henry escape. Because, okay, Audrey, great, you know, did whatever she did in Bendy and the Dark Revival. How did Henry get to that point where Audrey and Henry's timeline met? Where he got to a timeline where he would meet her and, you know, escape with her and all that good stuff. How did he get there in the first place? And that's where Bendy the Cage comes into play. It is now in production. This game wasn't there to be like, ha ha ha, surprise drop, nor was it like, yo, this is the release date. It was mostly about now in production. So with all that said and done, I want to take you guys back to Bendy and the Dark Revival ending. I want to unpack this. I really want to understand what we're doing here. Because if you look at the ending of Bendy and the Dark Revival, we saw the merging of the reality and the fiction. The cartoon characters, the Ink universe, merging into the reality. And that left the door open for the third game in the franchise, because that's where eventually it was leading up to from the first game. Nothing surprising there. So if we use that, I think there's gonna be a lot of hints and a lot of clues, specifically warnings, to this other whole side of what could possibly go wrong when these two realities and universe merge. And I think that if you look at the ending of Bendy and the Dark Revival, yeah, it was cutesy. Hey, yo, Bendy, you escaped through the, fiction and ink into the real world, but so are the other characters.
Oh, man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
So are the monsters, right? I feel like we're gonna take a sneaky peeky into the dark side of this. Into a whole new, monstrosity that awaits us for the third game, eventually in the franchise. I felt like this is a little too early for the third mainline game anyway. It is perfect for a small game, And since it's a smaller scale project, I feel like, you know, we won't have to wait that long. It's probably gonna drop soon anyway. We'll see what happens. They could surprise us and be like, you know what? This becomes, as we were working on it, it became a little big, and then we were like, okay, let's just make this a big thing. But don't expect anything big other than what I just mentioned, which is already big enough. It's mostly for the fans who enjoyed the first 2 games, like myself. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. Let me know, are you excited with what I've just told you? With what you've just seen? Or you're like, we'll see when we get there. Susu for more, yay.